Hey guys, this is Eric Weingutner with Weingutner Racing with another video. And this one is over my ported Brodix small block Ford Headhunter heads, the 15-degree ones. Now, as I go over this, I don't want you to think I'm knocking the product as it was originally, but I did improve them, but I want to go through some of the things and what they did. Now, this is the head as it comes. So, this is how it came. This is how they come stock, I should say. This is how this one is. Now, if you notice, this one, for whatever reason, has a ductile iron seat. I did not specify that. It just came that way. I don't know that you actually need this one unless you're going with a 55-degree seat, which I will not. These are 50-degree intake seats, 50-degree exhaust seats. But for whatever reason, this set didn't come with the alloy exhaust seat. But this is my latest set that just came in, did. So I will warn you, getting these heads takes forever. Just to give you an idea, I ordered this set of heads in November, and today is April 19th. So I think I ordered these November 22nd, and I just now got them. So I've had this one also was on order for a while, and it came. Obviously, I'm not going to send it back to have the seats put in because I can't wait that long. Customer needs the heads. But anyway, let's go through them. So this is its stock. It's a really nice head, looks beautiful, but what's actually flow? Now, I don't want you to think I'm bashing them. These are just numbers. It is what it is. This is just what it is. This is cylinder one. This is what they flow stock. So 374. Oh, sorry, 385. I did that at 7. And then on exhaust, it went 248. Okay. Now, actually, when I flowed this, I use a 2-loop exhaust valve, and on this one, I didn't. I use a nail head, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Anyway. That's what it flowed stock. Okay, this is what it flows now. Same flow bench, everything. Just letting you know. Now, I know Brodix claims they flow higher, and maybe they do on their bench, but they didn't on mine. So, and I'm not knocking Brodix or nothing like that. It just is what it is. So it's still a very good forward head. I'm not knocking that at all. There's some definite things, if you're just wanting to know how you can improve on them, here's some small stuff. This is from the factory. This is their valve job, not mine. You can see a ledge right there that hurts flow, guaranteed. You can see it on the backside barely, so not bad. But definitely hurts flow there. So if I blend that in, I'll probably pick up some flow. Will it pick up as much as this one? No. This has a lot to do with size. And I'll go ahead and tell you, this is the 4th set I've done. So I tried something different on this one, but it's probably, of the 4 I've done, this is the smallest one. And I tried something different, and it did pick up. But I've had ones that went 410. So this one's a little bit different than what the usual one. Usually they just keep climbing, and this one has a little off spot, and I'll try to talk about it. But overall, really good head. I just wanted to do something, try something different. And there's one more thing I'm going to try, and I think it'll help it out even more. But this is not the highest flowing one I've had, but just gives you an idea it's here. So what's been changed? Okay, stock, it's a 218 intake valve. This is now a 220 intake valve, so much bigger. And you can kind of tell some of the differences. I'm much bigger in the port than they are here. I've made it even bigger before, chasing the flow number, and it did pick up quite a bit. Like I said, the highest one I've ever had, I think it flowed 413. I don't think I can get much more out of it, not easily anyway. Not without starting and doing some different things and having sand the water core. But this one's nice, and it's a perfectly sized port. It's really, I mean, as far as the velocities go, it's really good on there. But anyway, so it's bigger. That's pretty much part of the reason why it flows better. It's also done some reshape on the short side compared to theirs. That's stock. That's mine. Much different. I think you get the idea. That's a lot of where the flow came from. So as far as the push rod pinch, didn't open that up any. It's got plenty of area there. So just give you an idea there. But let's go back to the flow numbers and talk about this. So this is how it is. So it flowed 3. Now this is on the San Ynez bench. It flows 398. That's it. 700 lift. Really good number. Then it drops down. And then it starts coming back up. What I think's happening is, I'm not 100% sure, because some of the other heads, like the other one went like 403 here. Then it was like 405, and it kept climbing. But I think this one was real sensitive to right here, because about 700, it's hitting the valves almost at this spot. And so having the spark plug in the way kind of hurt, and I did not grind as much off to make up for that as far as the chamber. I did a little tweaking in the others that probably made a difference. So I don't know, that's something. I'm fairly certain it's because that's where the valve is and the spark plug's doing something with it. Also, a little bit over here is different than when I did on some of the others as well at that same point. So in other words, what I'm trying to say, I don't think it's in the port, I think it's in the chamber. I'll know next time. Still, I'm not worried. This thing's gonna make plenty of power. Now for the exhaust flow, if you notice it, at some points it was actually down, like that's down, that's down. That one flowed with a tulip exhaust valve. This one was flowed with a nail head. This is a nail head exhaust valve. The customer sent this, so this is what got flowed with it, because there's no sense in flowing with a tulip valve, and they're not even running a tulip valve. These don't flow with a crap on the exhaust. Also, I tried to on any engine not to use these type. I use a tulip. Let me see if I can find one real quick and show you. No, I don't have one handy, otherwise I'd show you. But, well, I kind of, this one's got more of a tulip design than the other one. So I can show you here real quick. Now, usually tulips bring it up further. This is not really a tulip. This is definitely a nail head. You can see how there's hardly any radius and it just comes off flat. This one swoops up more. A good tulip would be like 21 degrees up. So those really help out exhaust flow. So these really don't. Use these on ports where you can't make the exhaust port big enough so you can't have enough area. Then you'll put this in because tulip takes up port area. So, but this has plenty of exhaust port area, so really this just didn't help. And that's the reason why these numbers are, they're still better at peak, but they're not where they should be. The other set, I think, went like 260 something. So definitely down. This is without exhaust pipe. Now this is from the Sanyas. This is one of the rare times where the Superflow agreed. It actually flowed a little bit less on the Superflow. Now notice there is no, I did not flow at stock on the Superflow. This is just ported. So kind of, but their numbers are so close. As you can tell, it drops off here too at 8, but not near as much of a drop off as the Sanya's bench did. So anyway, that's the head. Let me show you some, just because I know people want to look at pictures from it. This is the exhaust side, ported, stock. Hopefully you can see the difference. Okay, move some stuff around. Sorry about the movement. This is what the intake ports look like. If you notice, I said drivers because I ported the intake manifold to match it. And I usually label my heads for driver and passenger, so the intake manifold port lines up with it. And that's stock. Now I do have one little beef about this head. Let me just try to set up here real quick. Sorry about the delay. This. Okay. This is all it's raised up. This is a 15-degree head. Okay. It works with any standard manifold you have. So that's good. So nice, cool deal. But what my beef is with this, on a 15-degree head, the port needs to be higher. There's not room. So they of course, whenever Kuntz or whoever designed this initially, the port itself has a lot of area, which it should. But the only problem is I wish they could have raised it up higher, which I understand some of the limitations. They're trying to get to work with the stock intake manifold. And as you raise it up higher, the China rail, which would be down on this end where it goes across the engine, you'll have to have more and more spacers to make up that difference. But I don't like low port, shallow valve angle heads, because there's too much of a turn at the short side the air has to make. So in other words, it's got to climb more over to get flat. And I don't like that. I'd rather have it raised up. Typically, as the valve angle gets shallower, the port needs to come up. So this one needs to come up. That's in my opinion. So not to say these don't make power, but as far as a cylinder head designer deal, I would much rather if the port was raised up to start here. So that this floor should have been like maybe here. Granted, I know why they didn't. They're trying to make the stock manifold fit, and it does. Not that these don't make power, I just wish they were raised up more. But I get the reason for not doing it. Solid head though. Very good head. So if you're looking for a great inline head for a small block Ford that flows big air, this is it. I don't know how it compares to the 7721 from Edelbrock because I've never messed with one. But you can't really get heads from Edelbrock right now anyway, and these take long enough to get. but I'm very favorable to these. So there's definitely more in the casting. I'm sure if a person tried real hard, and if I was to go all in on one, I think I probably could get a 420, 430 CFM out of it, but the port's gonna be really big. So you'd have to be a big engine and a lot of RPM to take advantage of it. These are already gonna take some RPM to take advantage of the power that they'll make. But these are definitely stout heads and make big power. So if that's what you're looking for, this is it. So anyway, I probably didn't answer enough questions about it. So, but if you have any more questions, I guess just leave comments, and if I need to, I'll do another video. I still have to port another set of these anyway. That one still has to be ported. So anyway, you guys take care.